yes, Mike Johnson did it again. He proved me wrong, by the way. I keep betting against him. Do not bet against Mike Johnson. Big, beautiful bill passed so far on its long path to becoming a law. Welcome to Doug in Exile, as we've been following Mike Johnson's career from the very beginning. We were one of the few who ever covered him positively. Many other MAGA people just hate the guy, including all over Twitter. I don't get it. He's done nothing but been a success. Trump loves him. He just passed Trump's biggest agenda move. I don't get it. I don't get the hatred. Here's White House. Look, this is the White House official Twitter. The one big beautiful bill, quote, is arguably the most significant piece of legislation that will ever be signed in the history of the country. That's Trump, guys. Great job by Speaker Mike Johnson. Again, that's Trump and the House leadership. And thank you to every Republican who voted yes on the historic bill, not Thomas Massie. Okay, it just passed the House. Now it has a few more paths to go, right, before it gets signed into law. You know, the I'm just a bill stuff. But this is in tribute to Mike Johnson being one of the few Republicans actually accomplishing Trump's agenda, and he is delivering him win after win. Let's hear from Thomas Massie, Thomas Massie, where he says, I'd love to stand here and tell the American people we can cut your taxes and increase spending and everything will be fine, unquote. But I can't, because I'm here to deliver a dose of reality about the ticking debt bomb known as the big, beautiful bill. This is a massive, angry, the only guy saying no is Thomas Massie, which I like giving him his voice.
Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 90 seconds.
Well, I'd love to stand here and tell the American people, we can cut your taxes and we can increase spending and everything's going to be just fine. But I can't do that because I'm here to deliver a dose of reality. This bill dramatically increases deficits in the near term, but promises our government will be fiscally responsible 5 years from now. Where have we heard that before? How do you bind a future Congress to these promises? This bill is a debt bomb ticking. Congress can do funny math, fantasy math, if it wants, but bond investors don't. And this week, they sent us a message. Moody's downgraded our credit rating, and the bond investors who buy our debt and finance our debt demanded higher interest rates on the 10-year note, the 20-year note, and the 30-year note. What does this mean? Very soon, the government will be paying $16,000 of interest alone per U.S. family. And what are we telling them? Instead of taking care of that problem, we're going to give you a $1,600 tax break. Under the taxing and spending levels in this bill, we're going to rack up, the authors say, $20 trillion of new debt over the next 10 years. I'm telling you, it's closer to $30 trillion of new debt in the next 10 years. Mr. Speaker, we're not rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic tonight. We're putting coal in the boiler and setting a course for the iceberg. If something is beautiful, you don't do it after midnight. I oppose this bill.
That was this morning at midnight. Thomas Massie tearing the big, beautiful bill apart. He, of course, is also right. You know, he's a fiscal conservative, and he's right. We've got a debt problem. But Trump is going, you know what? I'm not fixing it on the first 3 months of my watch. Take a seat, buddy. And I agree with that. I think you have to get on this, but first you have to pass the budget. I'm sorry. It is not time. And even Elon Musk is angry that there isn't enough Doge in this thing. There ain't enough cuts. But remember, we're getting hit on all sides on those cuts. I'm just going to stick to the news on the bill getting passed to give you guys some color on this. Here's News Nation on the passing of the bill.
To Capitol Hill, the House narrowly just passing President Trump's one big, beautiful bill after a marathon overnight debate. 2 Republicans joining every Democrat in voting no this morning. Now that bill heads to the Senate. So we're not done just yet here. News Nation's Libby Dean is live at the White House. Libby, the House cleared some last-minute hurdles to get this bill through. Take us through the latest on what we just saw after those votes rolled in.
Yeah, Marky, it was really a long road and took those multiple all-nighters, including one last night, to get here. And it really took President Trump getting involved for them to ultimately come together and pass this big bill that he's requested on his desk. Now, they could only afford, Republicans, they could only afford 3 holdouts if everyone was in attendance for this vote. They had 2 holdouts. That was Congressman Thomas Massie and Warren Davidson. That was expected. They did vote against this. Now, House Freedom Caucus Chairman Andy Harris, he voted present on this legislation. And of course, all Democrats voted against the legislation. I want us to take a listen to what the House Speaker had to say, as well as the House Minority Leader.
This day may very well turn out to be the day that House Republicans lost control of the United States House of Representatives.
The American people gave us a mandate in November. They sent a message with their vote. They gave this side of the aisle the power, and we're going to use it to make their lives better.
Mike Johnson is representing Trump, and Thomas Massie is representing Hakeem Jeffries.
This now heads over to the Senate, where it does face some uncertainty, as we've already heard some Republicans weighing in, some Republican senators suggesting that they want to make changes to this bill as it heads their way. But if all goes to plan for Republicans during reconciliation and moving forward, House Speaker Mike Johnson just doubled down, saying he wants this on the president's desk by July 4th. They did, of course, meet that Memorial Day deadline that they did set. This really a major win for House Speaker Mike Johnson to get this across the finish line this early morning, and a major win for the White House, as this does near President Trump's desk. But of course, it is up to the Senate now, and that is something we'll be watching closely as well. Marky?
We'll be joined by lawmakers throughout the show, just their thoughts on this massive piece of legislation and where things head next.
Massive win for Trump. Again, MAGA, who hates Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson keeps doing what MAGA wants. And all these other Republicans keep fighting Trump. And then MAGA, I'm trying to get all sides involved in this. I want you guys to hear from all sides. And even if you disagree with me, I'm still bringing you the news from your side. I'm just saying I disagree with it. Here's more. The actual event going down. There's the votes. You can see the Republicans here. Let me get this up on screen here. You can see the Republicans here have 215 yes, 2 no's, 1 present, 1 not vote, 1 Democrat, and the Democrats are 212 completely united totals. 215 to 214, they have one vote difference, and that allowed Thomas Massie to remain pure with his brand, and they could still go through.
On this vote, the yeas are 215, the nays are 214, with 1 answering present. The bill is passed.
Mike Johnson is having a real good time right about now. He's incredible. Okay, so that's the big victory. Here is Speaker Mike Johnson's post on Twitter. Passed one big, beautiful bill act. Sarah Ferris, even Republicans initially scoffed at Johnson's plans to pass Trump's bill by MDW. Multiple Republicans told me they thought it was delusional. It's Thursday, May 27th, 7 a.m., and the bill passed now to the Senate. Johnson and Trump want this whole thing done and passed by July 4th, and Mike Johnson is giving Trump what he wants.
Thanks, everybody, for being here. This is a big day. We said on the House floor, it's finally morning in America again.
Congratulations. Do not bet against Mike Johnson. It goes to the Senate now. They have, 1 vote difference in that body. And we'll keep you posted. I hope you guys have subscribed, because I'm bringing you the news. If you follow this channel, if you subscribe to this channel, you will not miss out on any truly important news that you need to know today. I'm Doug in Exile.